Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you love diving deep into biblical history, theology, archaeology, and ancient mysteries, you're in the right place. Before we get started, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming content. And don't forget to share this video with your friends, family, and anyone who's passionate about biblical discoveries. Today, we are exploring some of the most recent archaeological discoveries that shed light on the historical and cultural context of the Bible. Many of these findings have been revealed only in the past few months, and they provide fascinating insights into the world of ancient Israel and its surroundings. Have you ever wondered, how do archaeologists verify discoveries before announcing them? Can new findings confirm biblical accounts? What are the biggest recent breakthroughs in biblical archaeology? If these questions intrigue you, leave a comment below with your thoughts and questions. I'd love to hear your insights and discuss these topics with you. Now, let's dive into the incredible world of biblical archaeology and uncover the latest historical evidence that connects the past with the scriptures. Let's get started. Rocket. Understanding archaeological findings, the process behind discoveries. Archaeology is a meticulous and systematic field where discoveries undergo extensive analysis before being made public. When we hear about a new biblical discovery, it doesn't necessarily mean the artifact or site was just unearthed. It often refers to the moment its findings were officially published after thorough academic review. Why do discoveries take time to be revealed? Multi-step research process. After an artifact is found, archaeologists conduct detailed studies, cross-referencing historical texts and scientific dating methods to verify its authenticity. Ethical considerations. Archaeological sites receive funding from universities, private sponsors, and even governments. Announcing a more significant discovery prematurely could redirect resources unfairly. Peer review validation. Before publishing a discovery, scholars submit their findings for peer review, ensuring that other experts in the field confirm or challenge the claims. Risks of premature announcements. Some findings have been hastily publicized, only to be later discredited due to incorrect analysis or lack of supporting evidence. Recent examples of misinterpretation. A supposed curse inscription found on Mount Ebal was widely reported in the media before undergoing proper peer review. Later, many experts rejected its authenticity. Another inscription found near Jerusalem was initially celebrated but was later deemed unreliable, damaging the credibility of the involved archaeologist. Why caution is essential. Making archaeological claims without proper validation can lead to misinformation and damage academic reputations. True archaeology is a slow, methodical process, ensuring that discoveries genuinely contribute to our understanding of history. Now that we understand how discoveries are validated, let's explore some of the most exciting recent findings in biblical archaeology. False discoveries and misinterpretations in biblical archaeology. Archaeology is a fascinating field, but not every discovery turns out to be authentic. Throughout history, several findings have been misinterpreted, exaggerated, or even proven false due to premature announcements and lack of thorough analysis. The risks of rushed announcements. Some researchers, eager for recognition, publicize discoveries before they undergo proper scholarly review. When later disproven, these cases harm the credibility of biblical archaeology and create confusion among the public. Examples of misinterpretations. The Mount Ebal curse inscription. Found on a tablet in Israel, this inscription was announced as a major biblical discovery. However, it was later rejected by epigraphy experts, who determined that the evidence was weak and inconclusive. The Jerusalem suburb inscription. Another supposed ancient Hebrew inscription was found near Jerusalem. Due to insufficient academic support, it was disregarded by most specialists, and the archaeologist behind it suffered damage to his reputation. The fake Darius inscription. A hiker in Israel found an inscribed pottery shard and mistakenly identified it as an ancient reference to King Darius. Excited experts rushed to the media, but later, a professor watching the news recognized it as a modern classroom demonstration she had done with students. The lesson: these cases emphasize the importance of patience and rigorous scientific validation. Just because a discovery looks ancient doesn't mean it is. Careful analysis, dating techniques, and peer-reviewed research are essential to confirming the authenticity of any finding. Key archaeological findings. Recent discoveries in biblical archaeology. Despite the risks of misinterpretation, several recent discoveries have provided fascinating insights into biblical history. These findings, supported by thorough academic research, help us understand ancient cultures, religious practices, and historical events mentioned in the Bible. The Solar Temple near Azekah. What was found? a Canaanite temple from the late Bronze Age, 16th to 14th century BC, located near Azekah, 30 kilometers from Jerusalem. The structure was aligned with the rising sun, leading scholars to believe it was dedicated to the sun god Shamash or multiple deities. Evidence suggests other gods, including Baal and Egyptian deities, were worshipped there. Interesting findings. Ritual practice. Broken pottery and ceramic pieces were placed in the foundation, possibly for ceremonial purposes. Human remains were found under a collapsed wall, indicating the temple was destroyed during a battle. The cause of destruction remains uncertain. It could have been the Philistines, 1200 BC, or the Israelites during Joshua's conquest. The possible site of Bethsaida. Where was Bethsaida? The hometown of Peter and other apostles is mentioned in the Gospels. Scholars have debated between two possible locations, Tel and Tel al-Raj. Recent findings. At Tel al-Raj, archaeologists found a Byzantine church built over what appears to be a 1st century house. Medieval sources claim this church was built over Peter's home, though more research is needed. Ancient Persian coin in the Judean mountains. Discovery. A rare silver coin from the 6th century BC, during the Persian period, was found in Judea. Only 3 or 4 examples of this coin exist in Israel. Significance. The coin was broken into pieces, indicating that locals at the time still used silver by weight instead of formal currency. This aligns with biblical references, such as Joseph being sold for 20 shekels of silver, which originally referred to weight, not coins. Gath's destruction confirmed. New evidence for the biblical account. The city of Gath, home of Goliath, was attacked by King Hazael of Aram, as recorded in 2 Kings 12 verse 17. Critics previously doubted the biblical account, claiming Gath lacked fortifications at that time. What changed? A new archaeomagnetic technique allowed scientists to date the burned layers of Gath. The analysis confirmed that the city was destroyed during Hazael's time, just as the Bible describes. Gate structures in Tel Gezer, evidence of Solomon's reign. Discovery. City gates with 6 chambers were uncovered at Gezer, Megiddo, and Hazor. This architectural style matches descriptions of Solomon's construction projects in 1 Kings 9 verse 15. New dating evidence. Carbon-14 analysis of organic materials from the gate's foundation places its construction in the 10th century BC, aligning with Solomon's reign. This contradicts critics who claim Solomon was a minor tribal leader and strengthens evidence for the united monarchy. The Roman fortress in Megiddo. What was found? The largest Roman military camp in Israel was excavated in Megiddo. It belonged to the 6th Roman Legion, Ferrata, stationed in the region after the Jewish revolts. Significance. Confirms the strong Roman presence in Israel during the 2nd century AD. Provides new insights into the Roman occupation and military control of biblical lands. Evidence from Lachish, confirming the Bible's accounts. What was found? City walls dating to King Rehoboam's time, 10th century BC, confirming biblical accounts, 2 Chronicles 11 verse 9. Evidence of Assyrian attacks on Lachish, 8th century BC, aligning with the biblical description of Sennacherib's invasion. A pagan altar with a toilet placed on top, a known practice from King Hezekiah's religious reforms, where altars were desecrated, 2 Kings 10 verse 27. Why is this significant? Critics once denied the historical accuracy of these biblical events. Archaeological findings now confirm these accounts, strengthening the Bible's historical credibility. Ivory comb with the oldest alphabetic inscription. Discovery. A small ivory comb from Lachish with an early Canaanite inscription dating back to 1800 to 1500 BC. The inscription reads, "May this comb remove my lice," showing ancient daily life and hygiene practices. Significance. This is the earliest known alphabetic inscription in Canaan, predating Phoenician scripts. Challenges the theory that the Phoenicians invented the alphabet, suggesting Hebrew and Canaanite writing developed earlier than believed. The importance of archaeological validation. The fake Darius inscription incident. A hiker found a pottery fragment with Hebrew letters, which scholars mistakenly thought referenced King Darius. The discovery was later debunked when a professor recognized it as a modern classroom demonstration, highlighting the risks of rushed conclusions. Lesson learned. Archaeology requires strict validation methods to prevent misinterpretation. Experts use scientific testing like patina analysis and thermoluminescence to confirm authenticity before making claims. Discovery of the Amorite language, the language of Abraham's time. What was found? A 30-year-old discovery in Iraq was recently decoded, revealing a bilingual text in Akkadian and a previously unknown language. This language was identified as Amorite, a Canaanite dialect closely related to Hebrew. Why does this matter? Amorites were present in Canaan during Abraham's time, and he likely communicated in this language. This discovery is as significant as the Rosetta Stone, which helped decode ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs. It could unlock more information about early Semitic languages and biblical history. Final thoughts. These recent discoveries show how archaeology continues to confirm biblical accounts and expand our understanding of ancient cultures. While some findings challenge previous assumptions, others reinforce the Bible's historical accuracy. Up next, let's explore how archaeology helps us better understand the cultural and historical context of the Bible. The role of archaeology in biblical studies. Archaeology does more than just confirm biblical events. It provides cultural and historical context that helps us understand the Bible more clearly. Many people focus only on proving biblical stories, but the real value of archaeology lies in clarifying ancient customs, languages, and daily life. Archaeology and the accuracy of the Bible. Over the years, critics have claimed that certain cities, people, and events in the Bible were myths. However, discoveries like the walls of Lachish, King Hezekiah's reforms, and evidence of Solomon's construction projects have confirmed the Bible's historical accuracy. Even small details, such as the design of city gates, inscriptions, or economic systems, align with biblical descriptions. The Bible, more than just doctrine. About 80% of the Bible consists of historical, cultural, and geographical references, while only 20% is doctrinal. Ignoring historical context can lead to misinterpretations of biblical teachings. Example: if we don't understand the economy of ancient Israel, we might misinterpret terms like silver shekels in the Old Testament. The risk of overlooking context. Imagine removing a small spring from a car engine. It may still work, but over time, problems will appear. Similarly, ignoring biblical, historical, and cultural details can lead to misunderstandings of its message. The Holy Spirit inspired not just theological truths, but also historical information included in the Bible. Archaeology helps avoid anachronisms. Many people apply modern thinking to ancient texts, which creates false interpretations. Understanding the historical context allows us to read the Bible as it was meant to be understood, avoiding anachronisms and misinterpretations. Final thoughts. Archaeology is not just about proving the Bible is true. It helps us see the Bible as it was originally written, in its historical and cultural setting. Passover. Understanding its true origins. Passover is one of the most significant celebrations in both Jewish and Christian traditions, but its original meaning is often misunderstood. Instead of focusing on modern symbols like chocolate eggs and rabbits, this event will explore the authentic origins of Passover and how it was practiced in biblical times. The Jewish Passover. How did it begin? The first Passover was instituted during the Exodus, when God delivered the Israelites from Egypt. The central elements of Passover include the sacrificial lamb, representing redemption and divine protection; unleavened bread, matzah, symbolizing the haste in which the Israelites left Egypt; bitter herbs, reminding them of their suffering as slaves. Passover and Christianity, a new meaning. Jesus and his disciples celebrated Passover, but he redefined it during the Last Supper. In Christian belief, Jesus became the ultimate Passover lamb, fulfilling the prophecy of redemption. Today, Christians see Passover as a foreshadowing of Christ's sacrifice for humanity. How do Jewish families celebrate Passover today? Modern Jewish families still observe a Passover meal, Seder, but without animal sacrifices. Some traditions include a symbolic plate with traditional foods representing different aspects of the Exodus, the 4 cups of wine, each with spiritual significance, reading the Haggadah, a text that recounts the story of the Exodus. What you'll learn in this special event. The real seating arrangement at the Last Supper. Was Jesus really sitting in the middle? The Jewish blessings and prayers recited during Passover. What do Jews eat instead of lamb in today's celebrations? How Passover connects to Christian faith in a deeper way. Event details and free ebook. The event will take place on March 20th at 7 p.m. before both the Jewish and Christian Passover dates. A free ebook will be available with additional insights and historical details. To participate, simply click the link in the video description and sign up. Final thoughts. Understanding Passover's original meaning allows us to see how deeply it connects to both Judaism and Christianity. This event will take you back to biblical times, helping you experience Passover the way Jesus and his disciples did. Conclusion. A journey through biblical archaeology, and there's more to come. We've uncovered remarkable archaeological discoveries that bring the Bible's history to life, from ancient temples and lost cities to inscriptions and artifacts that confirm biblical narratives. These findings not only strengthen our understanding of the past, but also help us appreciate the depth and accuracy of Scripture. But this is just the beginning. There's still so much more to explore. What if I told you there are even more astonishing discoveries waiting to be revealed? What new evidence supports the existence of biblical figures once thought to be myths? Could we be on the verge of decoding more ancient languages that shed light on early Hebrew history? How does archaeology continue to challenge or confirm long-debated biblical accounts? All these questions and more will be answered in Part 2. In the next session, we will dive even deeper into the most groundbreaking discoveries and their impact on biblical history and faith. Until then, let me know in the comments, which discovery fascinated you the most? Do you think archaeology proves or simply supports the Bible? What biblical mystery would you love to see solved? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next episode. And, of course, share this with friends and family who love biblical history. See you in Part 2. You won't want to miss it.